Okay, hi. First of all, I'm sorry. The past few minutes I've been trying to fix my stream. It didn't work right. It's my lights are flickering and I have no idea why. So I'm sorry about that and I recommend, honest to God, that you just like listen to this stream. I need to delete the other one that I tried to stream. Um but I had to stop because the light was flickering and now I can't fix it. Sorry. Um, so if that bothers you, then just don't watch it with your eyes. But here's what I'm going to say. While I'm just fixing everywhere that I had shared this stream that I can no longer do, um, I'm going to ask you to like this video. I'm going to ask you to share it, perhaps. I'm going to ask you to do stuff that I like. I don't usually focus a lot on doing that stuff because I don't like a bunch of self promo. I just truly don't. But this video is about something that's very important and that's going to impact a lot of people. And I think more people than people are necessarily realizing. In the state of Tennessee, here in the USA, there's a bill that was passed through the House that I'm going to discuss with you today. Um, as soon as I finish like fixing everything about this stream. But it has to do with marriage equality because apparently, even though there was a federal law passed at the end of 2022, even though there's plenty of precedent at this point that people of all stripes can get married to whoever they want. Apparently, that's still up for debate in some people's minds. So that sucks. And there's some things that I want to discuss with you about the bill. It's also I need you to know that today is basically the last day that you can do anything about it. If you live in Tennessee, um, today is the day. If you need to like contact your state senator, if you want to raise your voice, if you want to say anything about it. Because on the 13th, which is Monday, they're going to bring this bill to the state Senate floor after it has passed the state House. So today is the day. I'm so sorry. It's I wish there was more time. I don't know if I just like didn't find out about it soon enough, but I wanted to discuss it because I feel like it's important. Um okay. I'm so sorry guys. I don't mean to be distracted and stuff. I was trying to set up um Sorry, I was trying to set up streaming through OBS. I don't know why it's flickering like this, and I hate it. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna try really quick to fix it. Yeah, I don't think it's an issue with my lighting. I think it must be an issue with my camera. So what I'm going to do. Good morning, Moxie. I'm sorry about the light flickering. I don't know what's going on. I feel like it's a camera problem. Um, Yeah. Okay, so you guys are already aware. So honestly, listen to this video. You don't have to watch it. I'll treat it like a podcast and I recommend that you do the same because the light flickering is just like don't even look at it. I'm going to avoid looking at it. I was trying to get OBS to cooperate with me, decided not to this morning. Um but unfortunately Oh, that's what fixed it, thank God. Okay, so I'm just on YouTube right now. I was going to try to share articles with you that I'm using as references. I can't do that because OBS is not cooperating today. So instead, I'm going to reference them while I talk to you, but I'll leave the links in the description. Um, okay, so I saw on Instagram like Okay, so preceding this bill, there was a bill that was passed in Tennessee that, and I'll post the article in the description. The Tennessee House passes a second bill to restrict drag performances. Now it talks about the House I don't know if it has yet been passed in the Senate, just like the USA, the Tennessee, and every state has their own two two-part legislative body, so it has to pass the House as well as the Senate. Um, but that bill was passed on Monday of this week by a 72 to 24 vote along party lines. So that's the problem. Um, and basically, it classified drag performers as adult cabaret performers, which is in many ways not true. There are plenty of drag performances that have nothing to do with like adult content. And it was the restriction of these performances has to do with keeping kids away from them. Also, guys, this video I can already tell is being throttled by the algorithm. So please do me a favor, like it, comment, and share it if you want to, because one, I had a rough start, and two, I already the short stream that I tried to do earlier didn't work. So I'm sure that this one is going to be throttled. It was already limited when I took it down. So anyway, so the state of Tennessee has been has been pushing it when it comes to the LGBTQIA plus community from the beginning of the week, and they decided to go even farther. And yesterday, Thursday, they passed a bill called HB0878 that I was going to try to show you guys more articles, but I don't have OBS, so it's not going to work. So March No, sorry, this is from March 7th, not yesterday. The Tennessee House just passed a bill completely gutting marriage equality. The bill could allow county clerks to deny marriage licenses to same sex, interfaith, or interracial couples in Tennessee. And that's not an exaggeration. Um, I'm going to read you part of this article because it's lovely, it's well put. The Tennessee House of Representatives has passed a bill that would allow people to refuse to perform a marriage if they disagree with it. And hold your horses for just 1 second. According to the bill, which passed Monday night, a person shall not be required to solemnize a marriage if the person has an objection to solemnizing the marriage based on the person's conscience or religious beliefs. So that's a gigantic, wide swath of liberty and reasons that people can come up with, because it's not just about religious beliefs. It's about, oh, my conscience says that I shouldn't allow these people to officially be married. So I'm not going to. Um, which is crazy to me. That is insane. The bill, which now moves to the state Senate and will be discussed on a Monday the 13th, which is why today, Friday the 10th, I'm trying to like talk about this so that if anybody wants to do anything, they do it today, because today is the day. So this bill, which now moves to the state Senate, is the latest in an onslaught of measures that Tennessee legislature has passed attacking LGBTQ rights. This bill could also apply to couples where at least one partner is transgender or to mixed race couples. So this doesn't just have to do with gay marriage, it has to do with a variety of discrimination. Basically what the law does specifically is it does not require anyone to solemnize a marriage if they disagree with it. So it's not saying gay marriage is illegal, but it's saying if the person whose job it is to like approve marriage certificates, essentially county clerks, which there's only one in each county in Tennessee, if they see a marriage license come to their door, which it's their job to officialize it into a marriage certificate, and they see two men's names on there, and they're like, my conscience says these two shouldn't be married. I don't know them. I don't know who they are. I don't know their beliefs. I don't know anything about them. But because it's two names that look like two men, my conscience is really not into it, so I'm not going to make this marriage official. The county clerk, the person who solemnizes a marriage, is the end of the process. So the couple has already gone through getting the marriage license, which is basically an application to be married, planning a wedding, spending thousands of dollars, doing the ceremony and the reception, doing everything that makes you married, making your vows, whatever. The last thing that you need to do is get the marriage license turned into a marriage certificate. So that just means really getting the clerk to sign off. Whoa, where's the gain? I can tell that I'm up too high because I'm yelling. Basically, getting this government official to sign off that this is a real marriage and it's consensual but at that point, at that end point, this law is saying that they can just be like, no. And so we'll talk in a minute about what you can do about this if this law passes, but it puts a huge burden on the couple to come up with some creative solutions. So that's why I'm trying to say, like, don't like use your voice today to try to get in touch. I have in my description a link to how to contact Tennessee state senators. It's not going to be effective if just everybody in the world contacts them, but Tennessee residents, Tennessee citizens, if you get on the horn today and call these people, email these people, flood their inboxes and their voicemails with messages related to this, could make a difference because it's not going up until Monday the 13th. Now, when I said hold your horses before, this is what I was saying it about. Tennessee law already says that religious leaders do not have to officiate weddings that they object to. And that's the problem here. I get it. If a Jewish couple wants to get married in a Catholic church, which typically a Catholic church requires if you're going to get married there, their Catholic priest has to officiate the wedding. And a Catholic priest might feel uncomfortable performing a Jewish wedding for a Jewish couple. I get in that case or something similar to that, you know, maybe not doing it for the basis of religious freedom. But we're talking about government employees. That is the difference here. Government employees should not have any impact on marriage, their conscience coming into play, whatever. That's not the separation of church and state. Okay, that's the problem. When government employees put their personal opinion into the mix, because the idea is that by protecting religious freedom of the count, or by bypassing this, they would be protecting the religious freedom of the county clerk by giving them the right to decline to certify the marriage of a couple that they disagree with for some reason, for religious reasons, or for just because their conscience, because their conscience. Are you fucking kidding me? My conscience could tell me all sorts of things that are right or wrong. We don't ever everybody's conscience says different things. That's how come you get disagreements. That's how come you get debates. That's how come you get all sorts of that's how come you get political parties. It's not about following your conscience. And it's also, how about protecting the religious beliefs of the people who are getting married? Don't their religious beliefs matter at all? Aren't they allowed some religious freedom? How about their right to privacy? Why do they even have to disclose what their religion is, what their race is? Because if you're a county clerk, you're getting a certificate or a license mailed to you, a certificate mailed to you. No, a license, I think, because I was looking up this process earlier. Again, I'm going to put all the links in the description or a pinned comment because I don't have OBS working right now. If you're a county clerk, what you're getting is an already took place marriage, a license that you have to turn into a certificate. So what are you doing? You're looking at the names and saying, these people might be gay, or they might be two different races, or they might be something that my conscience disagrees with. You don't know. You don't know their religion or their race or anything that your conscience, people have justified a lot of nasty shit with their conscience is part of what I'm saying. The other part is, why does the county clerk's religious freedom matter more than the religious freedom and religious rights of the person who's getting married? Because there's people out there who might not be aware, but there's a growing number of LGBTQIA plus Christians, Muslims, Jewish people, all all sorts of faiths who are also all sorts of gender identities and sexual orientations. Sorry, my brain just like blanked for a second. So what are you basing it on? I there's no way. And then this is why I'm saying today is the day you have to contact your state senate and use arguments related to the Constitution, the Bill of Rights amendments, rights to privacy, rights to your own religious freedom, not just the county clerk's religious freedom, and Constitution law-based arguments, because this what they're talking about, it does. And I'm no lawyer, I'm no scholar, but it doesn't make any sense in terms of just, like, following basic law. I'm sorry. Okay, so I wanna make sure that I'm covering all the points that I need to cover. Okay, because I just, like, tangented a little bit. Just to clarify, okay, solemnization of a marriage, just to be clear, because this bill, and which might become a law, would have to do with solemnizing, basically making official a marriage. So what exactly that means? Solemnization refers to the performance of a formal marriage ceremony before witnesses. In other words, it is the public performance of a sacrament or solemn ceremony with all appropriate rituals. We'll get back to that in a second because I'm going to clarify further. In Norman v. Norman 121 California 620, but in which happened in 1898, it was observed that consent alone will not constitute a marriage. It must be followed by a solemnization. However, no particular form of solemnization is required, but the parties must declare in the presence of the person solemnizing the marriage that they take each other as husband and wife. Similarly, in the solemnization of marriage, no particular form is required except that the parties must declare in the presence of the judge, minister, or magistrate and the attending witnesses that they take each other as husband and wife. In every case, there shall be at least two witnesses present besides the person performing the ceremony. So this is law and legal definition from definitions.uslegal.com. So I have it's not my favorite resource, but it's what I could find quickly. What I will say is I need to clarify what is written here, because in practicality, how this plays out, you apply for a marriage license. You perform the marriage ceremony with an ordained minister at a courthouse. Even legislators can be um, approved to solemnize marriages, but you have, like it says, you have your witnesses. What I have looked up, because I'm in my process of getting, I'm planning a wedding for spring of 2025 at this point because I have a lot of shit going on. But what happens is after the ceremony, it is not, the married couple will sign papers, whatever. But then at that point, they're not the ones who send off the certificate. It's not done after the marriage ceremony, which is kind of what this applies or implies here, or at least this may not apply to every state. Usually what happens is then the person who officiated the marriage, the priest, the rabbi, the judge, the whoever at the courthouse, they then take the marriage license that everybody signed and they send it to the county clerk. They're the ones who accept the license, turn it around into a certificate, and mail the certificate to the married couple. So, Or you could always cut out the middleman if you're eloping or saving money or courthouse wedding style. You can just go directly to the county clerk with a couple of witnesses and say, I just want to let's just do this on paper right here rather than holding a $20,000 ceremony and reception and then coming back over here. Let's just cut out the middleman and do this simple and cheap, which I respect, honest to God. Elope, do it, save money. Um, so the county clerk is the person who has the final say as to whether or not you are married, not the officiant, because they handle sending off the paperwork, but they send it off. They're it's out of their hands after that. So this is why I was saying before, it seems like the county clerk just receives these in the mail, opens them up, says, "Oh, Bob and Jim are getting married. My conscience or my religious beliefs say that they shouldn't be." And they I don't know, they just, like, reject it, I guess. Um, in this case, under this bill, if it becomes a law, that would be essentially what they would be allowed to do, I assume, based on what's written here. Um, the bill itself, as I put this in my thumbnail, but I might change how my thumbnail looks because I don't like how it looks, but I was working quick. It says, um, HB0878, which was, not sponsored, but it was proposed by a Republican named Fritz. It says marriage as introduced. It says marriage, like the topic is marriage. As introduced, this bill states that a person is not required to solemnize a marriage if the person has an objection to solemnizing the marriage based on the person's conscience or religious beliefs. It grinds my gears, to say the least. And by the way, this is an amendment to another bill. Um, so this is clarifying and it the thing is when you're talking about somebody's conscience, religious beliefs to an extent I understand. Like the scenario I was describing before about like a Catholic priest feeling some reservations about performing a marriage ceremony for like a Jewish couple. I can understand that. Not that a Jewish couple would go to a Catholic priest usually anyways and say like, "Hey, want to perform this ceremony." But to be honest with you, the person who proposed this bill, Fritz, has admitted that this has never even been a real problem that has ever existed. No county clerk in Tennessee, according to him, has ever been forced to try to solemnize a marriage that they spiritually didn't agree with. That has not ever happened. So since we're talking about hypotheticals anyways, and we're legislating based on hypotheticals, I will present the hypothetical that a Jewish couple might have gone to a Catholic priest to ask him to marry them. Why not? We're in la la land anyway. Okay. So I can understand in that particular type of circumstance some awkwardness, some reservations, some discomfort, and being able to decline providing a Jewish service when you're a Catholic priest. I can understand that. What I don't understand is when you're a government employee, doing the same thing becomes state-sponsored discrimination. I'm going to repeat that because my voice cracked. In case you didn't hear me, if you're a government employee, doing the same thing becomes state-sponsored discrimination. And I thought we were over that. I thought we were past that. It's 2023. And not even based on anything. Sorry. I should end this stream in 10 minutes, but I don't know if I'll be done. I don't want to because all I want to do is just yell about this. Um and like I mentioned before, I was like rushing through the beginning of this stream because I wanted to get out the points as quick as I could at the beginning in case people don't want to stay for a full long video. But before this amendment even got attached to this bill, Tennessee law already said that religious leaders do not have to officiate weddings that they object to. Because if they do, there are other religious leaders that the couple could go to. There's also a courthouse. There's also a county clerk. That's what they're there for. Is for for atheists, for agnostics, for people who don't go to church and have a religious leader to look to for a wedding ceremony, but also for if in a situation like this, if you have a place you want to get married and the person there doesn't want to marry you for whatever discriminatory reason, then you have somewhere unbiased, the state, to go and just get married. It's a positive thing when people get married. It's a happy day. It's supposed to be. It's it's a beautiful symbol of commitment. It's not about a political agenda until you do this kind of shit. Also, marriage as this article this is a good article from newrepublic.com. It puts everything in plain English, and it includes all of the relevant information, like all the background research that I did. I came to this article and it was all there. So I was like, oh, thank God, I can just read this one article. Um, Marriage equality is technically the law of the land, thanks to the Respect for Marriage Act, which President Joe Biden already signed in December. But Tennessee's bill exploits a major loophole in that law. Critics had long warned that the Respect for Marriage Act did not go far enough. The bill had been amended during the debate process to say that religious organizations do not have to marry same sex couples, and the law also does not require states to actually issue same sex marriage licenses. So it's about this you're not required thing, which is weird to me. They're making this distinction where it's like, "Oh, we're not saying that they can't get married. We're just saying that the person is not required to issue them a marriage license. They can if they want to, they're just not required to." And I'm like, "It shouldn't be up to what they want or not. This is not it should be laid out as to what's legal or what's not. If it's legal, it shouldn't be a matter of what they want or don't want to do. It shouldn't what are you talking about? I so what I said before about, like, what are the solutions if this bill passes? Um, if this bill passes and it becomes law, what is a couple to do if their county clerk does not wanna sign off on their marriage certificate? And I could only think of a couple options. One is, I guess you go to a different county to try to get that county clerk, because there's only one in each county. I guess you try to get that county clerk to sign off. I don't know how that would work. Or I guess you get married in a different state because that's part of what the bill, what is it? The Respect for Marriage Act that I was just reading it. I don't remember. Yep. The Respect for Marriage Act basically puts into place that if you get married in a state that fully supports gay marriage or LGBTQ, because you could be a trans person marrying a cis person and they could see you as not, not even being a gay marriage, or like they could do all sorts of things. So basically, if you're in a state where there's full marriage equality for whoever you are, marrying whoever you want to, then that marriage is valid everywhere throughout the USA. That's what the Respect for Marriage Act does. Um, so I guess the solution, if you live in Tennessee and this bill passes the House and the Senate, would be to go to a whole other state to get married and go through the whole process there and then march your little certificate back home to Tennessee. But what a burden to place on people. This is what I don't understand. It shouldn't come down to what people want or don't want to do. It should come down to what's legal or not. Because if something is legal, we've if you watch LawTube a lot, there's so much reference to the difference between what is legal and what is moral or ethical, because morals and ethics are different for every single person. You might have some reason that you feel morally justified to not support same-sex marriage or interracial marriage, interfaith marriage, which are also at issue in this with this bill. If you have some moral or religious reasons that you don't want to sign off on that, instead of disallowing those people from getting married via state-sponsored discrimination, maybe that person just shouldn't hold that job as a county clerk, because it doesn't matter what your personal morals and ethics are. What matters is what is legal in that state. Similar, I mean, with like marijuana becoming more decriminalized and more legal. Maybe you would never smoke marijuana. Okay, good for you. That doesn't mean it, like, if you don't want people smoking marijuana, don't work at a dispensary, you know? Like, I don't know, and this is the same thing with, like, the Blue Lives Matter thing. It's like, I don't know why your personal identity has to come into your job. The job description is you do this thing, not it's not if you want to. And that applies when you're a government employee. When you're an employee of the police, or in this case, what we're talking about, the county, the government, it's not about you. It's just not. It's not about what you think. It's not about your morals. So it's a ridiculous argument. And again, it comes down to, why are we protecting the religious freedom or the conscience of the county clerk way more than we're protecting the religious freedom or the conscience of the couple that's getting married? What about their religious freedom? What about their rights to privacy? What about them? Why are why is it a one-sided thing? That I it doesn't there's no logic in this. And yeah, so I need to wrap up because I need to go to work, but I also feel like I've said pretty much what I need to say here. Um, I'm gonna put links in the description to the various articles that I corrected or that I collected that I was going to try to show on screen with OBS. I'm sorry that it didn't end up working out that way. I will work on that for next time. I will link all of them in the description or in the pinned comment. Please check both just in case. Please like this stream. Please share this stream if you feel like it's helpful to at least break down what's going on. And along with the links that are in the description of this video, will be a link for where you can contact your state senators if you live in Tennessee, because today is the day to do that. It is today. Friday, March 10th, 2023 is the only day to get in touch with these people and try to just raise legal arguments, honestly, about rights to privacy, religious freedom, basic things that would be violated by HB0878. Because it's going up to the Senate floor for debate on Monday the 13th. And they're not working over the weekends. I'm sorry to break it to you. So it's got to be today. And even, if you don't live in Tennessee, I don't know how effective it will be to contact them. So I don't know if I recommend it, but what I'll recommend is do your own research about if that's appropriate or if that's effective, and then go based on that. I'm not sure how to judge that or like what that's about. Okay. So I'm going to provide all those links as soon as this stream is over. I'm going to look at the comments. Thank you guys for chatting while I've been yelling. Thank you for sharing the video. Yes, it's not just same-sex marriage that is at issue here. Interfaith and interracial marriage are also at issue. Yeah, Ohio and Florida residents are both here, and they're worried about their own states adopting this type of thing. And that's the thing too, is this sets a precedent. If Tennessee puts this in place, then other states have grounds to say, well, Tennessee did it, why can't we? If it's legal for Tennessee, why can't it be legal for us? So that's where I'm like, well, maybe people from other states should be allowed and be able to contact their state senators and comment about this. But again, I don't know exactly how that would work or if it's appropriate. So I'm going to ask you to do research on that before you do it, because I don't know what's the deal there. I wonder if this means they're going to start requiring sexuality, race, faith, and gender identity on the applications. Exactly. And wouldn't that be such a violation of right to privacy? I don't know. The hiring process for county clerks needs to be looked at then, because if Tennessee is going to hire a clerk that will uh, deny licenses. That is problematic on a lot of accounts. Yes. I don't know if these are elected officials either, so that might impact it as well. I sorry, I'm just, like, pissed. I have a lot of words and not a lot of time. This has to be federally illegal. However, the point of this is to get the Supreme Court to look at Obergefell. I'm yeah, probably. I think it's already being looked at. Imagine applying to be a marriage clerk, but having an issue with certain people getting married. Like, what's the point? I don't know why people are trying to gatekeep marriage now in 2023. And again, it's like it's supposed to be a happy thing. It's a symbol of commitment to each other and love and wanting to start a future together and like all of the most positive feelings and ideas that we strive for in Western society. I don't know why we're trying so hard to make people not do it. I mean, I do know why. It's discrimination, but I don't even know how this even got past the House with a basic understanding of the Constitution. Yeah, conservatives baffle me at times with this kind of stuff. I'm really hoping we have enough blue areas with people who will actually vote against something like this in Ohio. Me too. Okay. Clerks are required to do part of their job. We'll still pay them, but they don't have to do their job. Yeah. All right, guys. So I'm going to wrap up. Thank you for your comments during the live stream and any further comments that you want to add once this stream is in video form. I will be keeping this on my channel. Please share. And I'll try to trim out the bit at the beginning where I was like playing with the lights. Thank you so much. Happy Friday. Sorry. And today's the day. Today is the only day if you want to do anything or say anything about this. So please do something, call somebody. As soon as I sign out of this stream, I'm going to put all the links in the description or in a pinned comment. So check back in a couple minutes. Please like this stream. Please like this stream. Please share it so that people can just be aware of what's going on. Because once one domino falls, this could very easily impact the entire nation, not just the state of Tennessee, and basically anybody who is not a same race cis het couple, which is a lot of people. Anyway, thank you so much. As much as you can, do something and then feel accomplished and move on. This is very difficult and toxic and stressful. So, peace be with you guys always. Please have a great day after you do something about it. Goodbye, guys.